Yo, what's going on? As you can see, got on the shirt, you know what I'm saying? No more with the chest out, you know. I'm far removed from the beach. You know, I just want to say that if I let anyone down, you know, I apologize. You know, I just couldn't take it out there. You know, it was a lot. You know, I was away from everything and I didn't have access to my my necessities. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I stayed out there for a month and it was you know, off the grid. You know, I had like a fruit truck that would come once a week, and they weren't business minded. You know, they would be late, or you know, they wouldn't come at all. You know, and I got a family. You know what I'm saying? And it was very difficult. You know, even though I bought my food with me, I just exclusively bought grains. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, you can't bring fruit, you can't bring meat and stuff like that from the U.S. to where I was at. You know what I mean? So the only thing that you could bring was grains. So I had my grains. I had my quinoa, my wild rice, you know, lentils. You know, I had avocado oil, a couple bottles of avocado oil, you know, brown rice, stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it was like I was running out of resources, you know, there. And I had to make a big decision, you know what I mean? Because the thing of it is it's one thing me being out there off the grid by myself. It's another thing when I include my family. You know? And yeah, when the fruit truck, the fruit guy came through, he came through. He had the fruits and vegetables and stuff like that. But for the most part, man, he was just inconsistent, you know, and like traveling an hour and a half, close to 2 hours to the closest area that I could get fruits and vegetables. It was like, it was crazy. You know what I'm saying? I had rent cars and stuff like that. So it was very expensive living where I was at, you know? And yeah, I could, you know, go walking distance from where I was located. I could go to like a tree that had star fruit, you know, and maybe another tree that had apples, but they didn't have it in abundance. You know what I'm saying? And of course, when you pluck star fruit or apples off the tree, you gotta wait until, you know, the tree bears fruit again. And that's a process. You know what I'm saying? That my family, you know, I mean, when you hungry now. You're not waiting 2 to 3 weeks, if not months, for fruit to regrow on a tree. So it was a lot, you know, that played into living there and living off the grid, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, I talked about this half of my life experiencing, you know, living off the grid. And then when I did it, I saw that it was a little overwhelming. You know what I mean? Like, would I do it again? I would do it again if there were people involved and I was in control of everything. Like, and we had a community and we was growing our own food, and you know what I'm saying, there was a doctor over here and a dentist over here and a person that bakes, you know, breads and cookies and cakes and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Sweets and stuff like that. I mean, you know, come on, man. Every now and then people get the itch. You know what I mean? Like, nobody's perfect. Especially when you making these cookies and cakes like with good natural ingredients and you putting your love in it. It's a difference between that and Edmonds and Hostess and Little Debbie cakes. You know what I'm saying? A person a seamstress, a person that makes shoes, a shoemaker, you know, all of these things in the community. If I was living off the grid, all of these people, if they were there, me living off the grid in a community setting, I would do it. But never would I do it by myself again. It was a bit overwhelming. You know what I'm saying? And now that I've moved on, you know, I'm in a place where, yeah, a couple of minutes away, you know, I have food, you know, I have food stored here. you know, the person that I'm renting this place from, you know, they grow their own stuff on this, you know, on the land. And he's like, yo, you know, while you're here, as long as you're going to stay, you know, you can eat whatever you want to eat. So I got the best of both worlds. You know, it's a little bit more modern, and I have access to the resources that I need. You know what I mean? And also, you know, I could be on my jungle thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, just on a small level, you know, it's pineapple trees and apple trees. Well, not pineapple trees, but it's pineapples and apple trees, all of that, man. So, you know, I think I made the best decision, you know, for my family and I. And I know that the haters are glad to see that I so-called failed. They were waiting for that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? To say, I told you so. I told you you'll be back. I told you, you know what I'm saying, that you wasn't going to make it out there in the jungle. And it's crazy because little do they know, and little do they realize, while people were rooting against me, while people were telling me that all I was going to do is fail, while people wanted to see me fall, wanted to see me just give up, you know what I saw through those people? Insecurity. Like, you wanted me to fail. You wanted me to pack my bags up and go home. Why? Because how dare he? How dare he do something different and opposite of the norm? Nah, he's supposed to be working 9 to 5. He's supposed to be renting in Charlotte and on the weekends watching Netflix. His children supposed to be, no, I'll take it further, belong in public school. Yeah. The reason why he's always talking is because he complains a lot. He's a complainer, if that's a word. That here in the United States is not that bad. The reason why he thinks it's bad is because he failed in life. And that's the reason why he keep on moving from place to place to place to place. First it was New York, and then it was North Carolina, and then it was Atlanta. Then now he moved out of the country, and now he back. Look at him. Look at that weak man. And what you fail to realize is, while you calling me weak, you're weak as well. If you want to say that I'm weak, I know I'm not weak. But you wanted to see me fall. You wanted to see me fail. It was the slave in you. Like, you can't get that slave mentality out your mind. That in reality, that there's something or somewhere that's bigger and better than a slave plantation called the United States of America, spelled with 3 Ks. And if you want to just say, yeah, I failed. You know what I'm saying? If you want to say that, at least I tried. At least I got my black ass up off the couch and took a gamble, rolled dice with my own life. That's real talk. And it's crazy, man. We're not talking about Caucasians. Yeah, there was a few non-blacks that had something to say, but mostly my people. And can I say I'm disappointed in my people rooting against me? No. Because this is something common that run rampant inside of the black community. And this is the reason why we can't get ahead as a whole. Once again, we want to see a black man down. Now, you didn't take me leaving the country and trying to work it out as a motivator, a motivation. As someone that was there to inspire you to do bigger and better things, to live out your dreams. Nah, you didn't take that in a positive way. You took it as a negative. And you felt offended. How dare he do something against the norm? Because being that he did this, now I can't go around other people talking that talk like, yo, this is what I want to do in life, knowing that that's I'm not going to do anything, knowing that I'm not going to live up to my dreams. I'm just talking. So being that he did it, I can't go around my family members and my friends talking that same talk that I talk. Because all they're going to say is, yo, man, why don't you just make it happen? You know that dude that you be looking at, that you put me on to him? He left the country and he got kids, plural. What's your excuse? That's the problem. That's your problem. So whatever excuse that you used to stop your progress, so-called progress, and living out your dreams, you can't use those excuses anymore. Yeah, you want to say, hey, man, this guy, he's a joke. Look at him. Moved out of the country, couldn't take the heat, and now he back. Yeah, but at least I tried. At least I tried. And for those that, you know what I'm saying, had faith in me and was rooting for me and saying, man, Langston, get through that honeymoon phase. That's what it originally is called. I think it's honeymoon phase instead of stage. Get through it, man. We rooting for you. Man, I'm telling you, I would much rather be in your situation than to be here in the States. For those that were rooting for me in a positive way, if I let you all down, I apologize. But bear with me. You know what I'm saying? Listen to this whole video and don't just stop right here. Don't just stop right here. And don't stop believing in me. Because I'm here for the people. And even though I have my ups and downs, at times, I'll admit it, I am weak. I think at times we all are. And I think bad decision making, can be a weakness. And I can tell you, I can admit it as a man that I wasn't prepared for living off the grid. Not because I didn't do my due diligence, I didn't do my homework. I did my homework and then some. But when you're in a position where you're in a situation where you got everything planned out, but that's not how it works where you're at. They don't function like that. They don't operate like how you operate. Punctual. Like when you put yourself in a situation where you become dependent on others, that's when the shit falls. I went through some things out there, you know what I'm saying? I went through a lot of positive things, but I went through some negative things as well. Like I told you all in the video, like the lights kept on going out. And one time I stacked my refrigerator up and the lights went out for fucking 6 hours. And I had to throw all that shit in the garbage. These things I'm not prepared for. The person I was renting from, they didn't tell me that shit until I called this motherfucker and was like, hey, listen, man, the lights have gone out for like 3 times. And they're like, well, we're living off the grid and and they saying like it's all a part of life. Get over it. And looking at me like, man, here we go with these Americans again. I wasn't prepared for that. That wasn't what he said. Well, actually, the couple said when I decided to rent from them. They didn't include that in the package. They didn't let me know about that. And then, you know, it was an open space. I already knew it was an open space, open kitchen, you know what I'm saying? Open area, you know what I'm saying? But not to the extent where at night I'm getting attacked by bugs. See, I don't mind the monkeys and all of that stuff. They swing around the trees and shit. They mind their own business. But when I'm getting attacked by bugs and I got to turn the lights off at a certain time, and that certain time is like 6, 7 o'clock, and I got to deal with being in the dark until the next day. Like, I can't even, you know what I'm saying? Let's just say I want to be on my cell phone. I want to be on a laptop. Well, all this lighting that's on, all of the bugs flock to it. They ain't tell me about none of that shit. But I'm glad that I went through it. It was a learning experience. And now I'm able to make let me slow down, sorry. Now I'm able to make better decisions. Now I know. But I wouldn't have known if I didn't take that leap of faith. If I didn't believe in myself, I wouldn't have known it. Did I waste my money? No. No, I didn't. Because what I got out of being down there off the grid is more than I could ever get living in fucking America. Ever. The problem with us, because I seen this in the comment section of the video that I did, the last video that I did, called Do I Miss America? A dude said, when I was recording the beach, dude said, yo man, that shit look boring. That's your problem. That's your problem. That's every American problem. America's problem. Americans' problem. That you're bored. How do you get bored with yourself? See, you much rather have like a Ferris wheel, hotel resorts and shit in the backdrop of that beach, and a pile of people around, free Wi-Fi everywhere. You much rather have that. You much rather have distractions that's going to take you away from you dealing with yourself. See, that's the way I looked at it. And I was elated and happy every time I went to that beach because I was one with self as well as with nature. And I learned a lot about who and what I am, my weaknesses and my strengths. I learned knowledge of self, literally. You don't feel me. Y'all ain't feeling me. I'm literally talking poetry to you and dropping jewels. Pick them up. I learned knowledge of self. And I ain't talking about that conscious community shit. I'm talking about me. To the core of who and what I am. And I'm so close to ascension. Ascending. That's the problem. You want to be distracted by movie theaters, bars where you get drunk and fucked up at, marijuana, everything, any and everything that could take your mind off of you, yourself. I became a better man. And for that, I'm not a failure. I'm a success. And I didn't have to allow you all into my world. Just feel where I'm coming from. I didn't have to be crucified on that cross. Nailed to it. For the whole world to see. Because when you put videos, when you upload videos up on YouTube, the world has the potential of seeing your video. I didn't have to show it to you. Motherfuckers talking about some, he looks like the dude, this looks like an episode, you know, the videos I did in the past when I was there off the grid. Man, it looked like an episode of Naked and Afraid. Like, I had to look it up. I didn't even know what the fuck the TV, I didn't even know what they were talking about. But it's a TV show where motherfuckers was walking around the jungle, butt-ass naked. Bunch of Caucasians and shit. And delusional, like, I think it's like 2 delusional blacks that'll do anything for money. To the point, you know, to the point where they'll be on camera naked and afraid. Got another comment from this dude. I took a picture and I said somewhere living out of the country, and this dude said, "The government knows where you at, idiot, because you got a chip in your cell phone. Duh, I got an RFID chip inside my passport, idiot. But they not looking for me. I'm not a threat to them. You know what I am to them? First of all, I'm under the radar. I don't even have enough people to even say that there's a movement. They can't do no Operation Black Messiah on me. I don't even have a movement, let alone a group or organization that follows me. I haven't organized anything. I'm not a threat to them. And the reason why I'm not a threat to them is because if they were looking at my videos, the only thing that they can see is, man, this is another black man telling the truth to a bunch of niggas that don't listen. Like you that made the comment about some chips. The government don't care about me. I'm not a threat, and neither are you. Neither are the people that look at my videos are a threat. The people that look at my videos, the majority of you all go to work from 9 to fucking 5. And you're new, not to my channel, but to the mentality that I have. I don't think y'all understand. I'll be 51 this year, my nigga. I've been dropping jewels and been on this conscious shit since I was in my early 20s. I got knowledge of self when I was going to a HBCU called a St. Augustine's College in Raleigh, North Carolina. I was reading books like the autobiography of Malcolm X, Lo and Behold, A Pale Horse, and written by William Cooper, all types of fucking books. I've been in them streets while y'all motherfuckers was not existing, not even swimming in your father's nutsack. Y'all wasn't even in existence. You wish you could live the life that I lived. You wish. And that's the reason why you hate. Because your life is boring. And you got to bring some excitement to it. Or rather distractions. Because you don't love yourself. And for those that say, oh man, Langston is the true nature boy. He's the nature boy 2.0. And man, nature boy wasn't even nature boy. Nature Boy was a cult leader that took advantage of women as well as men. If you want to call me the Nature Boy, I'm the real deal. I eat off the land. I try to be as natural as possible. I'm not here trying to lead people astray like Nature Boy did. I'm not here to take advantage of women, men, and children like Nature Boy did. Fuck out of here. Anyway, man. I want to show you all where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, we can end this. I'm glad, you know, that you all stuck around, especially the positive ones, because got something to show you. Let's go. Let me open up these blinds here. Show you all where I'm at. Yeah. What y'all got to say now, huh? What y'all got to say now? What y'all got to say now? Yup, I moved. But I didn't move back to the States. I just moved further inland. What you got to say now, huh? Run your mouths now. Run your mouths now. Beautiful. Yeah, this is how I'm living. Run your mouths now. What you got to say now, huh? And I have access to this whole property. What you got to say now, huh? Bananas. What you got to say now? What you got to say now, huh? What you got to say now? For all the haters, talk your shit now. Talk your shit now. Huh? What you got to say now? Hold up, there's more. What you got to say now, man? I just want to know. Pineapples. What you got to say now? Let's go up here to the garden. What you got to say now? What you got to say now? Let's go up these steps. Hold on, for all the haters. Yeah, shirts off. Shirts off, baby. Yeah, shirts off. Oh, man. Just when y'all doubt me. Just when y'all doubt me. What you gotta say now, huh? What you gotta say now? Huh? Huh? What you gotta say now? I just gotta keep this up, you know what I'm saying? What you gotta say now? Huh? Hold on, let's go over here. Let's go over here. I think it's some more pineapples too. And I'm gonna plant my own stuff too. Cause this stuff is already planted and growing once, you know, since I got here. So I can't take the, you know, the claim for that. Yeah. Ain't not ready yet. What you gotta say now? Yeah, and it's more. It's more. There's more. There's more. What you gotta say now, huh? Huh? There's more. I got access to 2 houses, baby. 2 is one that I just left out. You saw me leave out of it. And there's another one right here. What you gotta say now, huh? What you gotta say now? What you gotta say now? Huh? Hold on. Cause see, the thing of it is y'all gonna be on some, oh man, that ain't here. He just walking to it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, hold on now. Hold on. Hold on. Let me go ahead and open this thing up. Huh? Was that not just the couch that I was on? Hold on, we got another view over here. What you gotta say now? What you gotta say now, haters? And I'm gonna take y'all to, if you can hear the water, I'm gonna take y'all to like the waterfall and all of that stuff back in the back at another time, because I got things I gotta do. What you gotta say now? What you got to say now? Hold on, let me make sure the luggage is being shown. Y'all can see that I'm actually here. I'm living here. Huh? What you got to say now? Huh? What you got to say now? I've been here for a couple of days. It'll be damn near a week. What you got to say now, huh? I don't know how long I'm going to be here, though. You know what I'm saying? What you got to say now, huh? For a couple months. You know what I mean? I'm really digging this place. You know what I'm saying? Indoor shower, outdoor shower. Huh? Oh, man. Woo, boy, oh, boy. Gotta love me, man. Just when you start sleeping on a nigga. Woo! It's hot. It's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? And this is the truth. Like, here is better. Like, I'm a couple minutes away from, the major city. So I can just, you know what I'm saying, have someone come down, as they call it, into town, and get my shit, or I could get it on my own. So I'm not going through all of the problems that I went through in the last joint. And power don't go out here. The power grid is pretty well here. So no problems, man. It's beautiful. Life is beautiful. That it is. Hey, what's today? Friday? Enjoy your weekend. Woo! Peace. Yeah, let's go in the first house, man, because I know y'all gonna be like, oh, no, he's not in here. He's pretending. Here's the food right there. I'm living in here, as you can see. Let's give the haters something to talk about. You see bags here. This is all our stuff. So y'all won't think I'm fronting. This is the first house. Let's give the haters something to talk about. Let's give the haters something to talk about. That's our dirty laundry. Let's give the haters something to talk about. 2 houses, not 1. I live in 2. Have a good weekend.